Hello everyone and welcome to my channel again. This is my week 3 update for the goals that I've set out for myself. I will again try to list those in the description box below. In short, I have some physical goals, spiritual goals, and personal goals that I'm working on in the next 8 weeks or so. And um, so I have a family health challenge and some other personal challenges that I wanted to um, meet over the next few weeks. And even though this has been quite a week, which I'll get into in a second, I still wanted to do a quick check-in today to try to keep myself on the path of doing that. And actually, the check-in that I did last week, I still haven't had time to post. So this will probably be going up at the same time as the other one, just because of how busy life has been. I recorded, but I wasn't able to upload anything last time. So we'll have, like, in some ways, a triple update, because the previous one had 2 weeks worth of update, and now this one has another week of update. So in terms of my family's health challenge with exercise and eating and everything like that, this last week was incredibly challenging. I don't think I exercised at all during that time, but that's partly because this little princess got RSV last week, and we had a winter storm. Anyway, so she really struggled with breathing. We went to the ER on Sunday night. We went to the ER again on Tuesday morning at like 3 a.m. And it's really tough to see your little babies having real trouble breathing. And that is a visceral reaction for me, comes out when that happens, because I have allergy-induced asthma, so I'm allergic to cats. And as I was growing up, particularly once I left for college, my family has cats, or did, as I was growing up. And when I would come home from college, I really struggled to breathe for a couple weeks, and it can be scary. And it's even more scary when I know what my baby's going through, like I know what it feels like, and there's not much I can do to help. So we had some sleepless nights of just walking around with Addie upright against my shoulder, and trying to make sure that she was comfortable and had the best option for breathing. And I learned at the ER that, I mean, her blood oxygen was good every time that we went in, and that was a huge blessing. And also her breathing seemed to improve at different points. And so it turned out that when we go, they'd take her vitals, measure her blood oxygen. She never had a fever, which was fantastic. She just had a nasty sounding cough and trouble breathing. So she would retract and stuff sometimes while breathing. And they ended up just sending us home both times. So it was a little, I don't want to say frustrating, because I don't feel like we didn't get good care, but like when I would call in, I would call the pediatrician's office first and say, okay, this is what's happening. Should we go in or should we stay home? And every time it was like a yes, go in. But also, we only ended up going home. So in some ways, I feel like it gave me confidence that she would breathe a little bit better later on. You know, we just had to help her through the tough moments of when she was really struggling. But it was also, anyway, so it helped me be a little bit less afraid for her. But that was the tough thing for me, was being fearful that things would take a turn for the worse. The other thing is that we had a massive winter storm here. So starting on Tuesday through Thursday, I would say, and even into Friday, the roads were terrible. And I just wasn't confident that if we needed to go to the ER again, that we'd be able to get there. So that was also kind of a scary thing. So I'm grateful that our ER visits happened before the winter storm really set in, because those experiences of, you know, measuring her blood oxygen and recognizing that she was able to come out of it again increased my confidence that, you know, if we couldn't make it to the ER, maybe that would be okay. And so anyway, it was a bit of a scary week. It definitely was exhausting. When we went to the ER on Tuesday morning, my other child had woken up from Addie's crying and coughing and stuff, and so we all went to the ER together. And then the next day she came down with the flu, so it's very possible she picked up that bug while we were at the ER. So on Wednesday we had a vomiting child and a child who was having a hard time breathing. It was exhausting, but in some ways also a blessing, because it was helpful for me to be able to focus on my other child who needed help too, and not just fixate obsessively on the breathing issues of Addie. So she was doing okay. She was hanging in there. Again, we had some sleepless nights, but it was fine. To make things even better, like I caught the flu from Esther on Saturday, and Neil caught it today. So we've had a rough go of it the past week or so. However, at the same time, we've had so many blessings. So that's to say that exercising did not happen at all this week. However, I'm still a pound down because I didn't eat a whole lot. And that's not the way to do it. Like losing weight because you're not eating very much. I mean, I know that that's probably a common way to do it, but wasn't really the plan. So technically, I've made my 3-pound goal for this challenge at the conclusion of week 3. However, I would like to get back on track with the other way to achieve health, which is healthy eating and exercise, right? With vegetables and fruit and stuff, I don't know about fruit, but vegetables, we still had our salads every day this last week, so that was nice. And we were able to do that part of the challenge. This coming week, though, my husband went shopping on Saturday, yesterday, and sent me a picture that there was 0 produce at the store. And so I think that's also thanks to the winter storm that we had. So we have nothing in the way of salad making stuff for the coming week because of that. So we'll see if I get any vegetables in this week. We might try to pop into the store tomorrow, see if anything has been able to be restocked. But thank goodness for food storage, guys. I think that we're coming up on circumstances in which, yes, food storage is a blessing when you have it. So we're able to make a reasonable plan for meals this week, despite the fact that the store was basically picked over and pretty empty when we tried to restock yesterday. So that's where I am with the physical goals. I hopefully will be able to, I feel like I got some good sleep last night finally, even though it was really punctuated. We're still not having solid night sleeps yet by any means, but nevertheless, I've been feeling a little bit better. So hopefully that will put me in a better position to exercise this week. In terms of spiritual goals, I had mentioned that I had written down that I wanted to be at Helaman 9 this week for the Book of Mormon, and I'm currently on chapter 6 of Helaman. So I'm making it. I'm certainly getting there. However, I've got a little bit of ways to go. I'm still needing to read like maybe 5 chapters a day, roughly 12 and a half pages to get to the end of the Book of Mormon by the end of the year. So I think I have like, 2 weeks? 2 weeks to go. So I have been trying to get it done earlier in the day. As I mentioned last time, when I save it for the very end of the day, then I start getting super sleepy. And anyway, I will say, though, that reading the Book of Mormon while helping Addie through the night helped me gain a greater sense of calm and peace. It's really encouraging when you read in the Book of Mormon about all of the circumstances where the Lord says, trust me and I'll deliver you. Trust me and I'll deliver you. Pray to me and I'll deliver you. I'll support you in all of these different circumstances. And that was incredibly helpful. As well as the fact that in my freak out texts to my family about like, have you guys dealt with RSV? What did you do? My siblings and siblings-in-law were incredibly supportive in letting me know what they did, and it just really helped me not feel alone in dealing with that challenge, which to me was a big deal as well. So in terms of the other spiritual goals, again, we are finished with state conference, so I didn't get all of President Nelson's talks read, but man, I tried to get those in there. So we're moving forward with the Book of Mormon, and I love it. Maybe I can find something really quickly to share that has come up recently, just to kind of give you a taste of the types of things that are encouraging about the Book of Mormon. Let's see. I feel like there's a verse that's coming to my mind that I don't want to take too much time for this, so maybe I won't. Let's see. How about this? I'll read this. This is from Alma chapter 58. And they were, at the time, they were going through this massive war and struggling to, they were experiencing famine, they were experiencing discouragement, they were experiencing a lot of really challenging things. So I'll just read, like, when confronted by these afflictions, what do they do? So I'll read verses 10 and 11. Therefore we did pour out our souls in prayer to God, that he would strengthen us and deliver us out of the hands of our enemies. Yea, and also give us strength that we might retain our cities and our lands and our possessions for the support of our people. Yea, and it came to pass that the Lord our God did visit us with assurances that he would deliver us. Yea, insomuch that he did speak peace to our souls, and did grant unto us great faith, and did cause us that we should hope for our deliverance in him. So that's the type of stuff that I was reading when my baby was having trouble breathing. So I'm grateful for that kind of encouragement. Needless to say, that took up the bulk of my time and energy this week. So in terms of my personal goal to read a little bit of a book every day, that did not really happen, which is fine. When I start running again, then I'll probably listen to my audiobooks some more. I haven't really been picking up my other book by Terry Brooks recently, but maybe I'll dive into that now that we're on Christmas break. However, we're chugging through. So a reasonably quick update on this one. Again, not a whole lot of, this was more mired in challenges than showing progress, but nevertheless, we're hanging in there. The girls are doing so much better. I think even Neil's starting to feel better, and today was his crappy day of feeling pretty terrible. So hopefully he continues to be on the mend, and maybe this next week will hold some more positive things. So thanks so much for checking in with me. I hope that you are all doing well, and let me know the things that you guys have going on that you're trying to get through, and we'll see you on the next one.